Hi, it's Jessica Kramer. Sorry for the bad lighting. It's a little late and I just couldn't make it any better. So, for my end of course self reflection, I'm just going to go like number by number and just kind of go over each one, review the course objectives from the syllabus. After reviewing these, I have to say that honestly, I feel like we touched on all of the objectives this semester. One especially that I could just like boom off the top of my head think of is the develop social studies lessons and units using the standards and things. Absolutely. Through understanding by design, we were able to not only plan out a unit but then also see how easy it is to go from a very well thought out structured unit plan into lesson plans, and how like simple it is to just like, okay, well I had all of this laid out and ready to go. Now I just have to put it into a lesson plan really quick, which is great. Another one is knowledge and integration of social studies related technology literature. Something that we didn't really talk about in this class, but that I found in Amanda's class that you did mention that you had heard of and you loved, was the Teaching Tolerance website. I love it. It really is such a great resource to be able to find like social studies like standards, but then also like activities and ideas you can get from it and stuff. So there's tons of resources on there. I'm sure there's other resources that we've gone over, and there's lots of like articles and things that you've shared with us, which have been fantastic. The importance of teaching social studies. Oh my goodness, absolutely yes, this whole time. I'd also have to argue or say that the Black Ants and Buddhists really helped ingrain that, because the author really goes through and really talks about her experiences, and then not only just the experiences but how they impact students, and how the ways that she was able to work with the students helped them engage like higher level thinking, which is really great. And the rest of them kind of get woven in between all of those, like the strategies and things like that, was the lesson plan, sequence instruction. The only thing I'd have to say, and this is nobody's fault, not yours, not anybody's really, I definitely feel like there were some things that like we kind of missed out on not being able to go into class. But again, that's nobody's fault. Like, we're in quarantine, we're stuck. I really enjoyed having the Zoom meetings. My other in-class course didn't do them, and I felt like really disconnected from the material afterwards. So I think it was really awesome, and I really appreciate the fact that you were able to keep up with the Zoom meetings, because it really did help to like touch base with you and to see what we were doing that week and what we were going over, instead of just floating through the online class, the online portion of it. What could I have done as a professor? Personally, I would have loved if this was an in-class, every week class. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that you decide or if that's something that the school decides, but I personally would have preferred it, because I think it would have been a lot easier to go more in depth in the parts of the unit plan. And there were some parts that maybe we were a little confused, but it was hard to get in touch because it was like it was an off week and things like that. And I really feel that we would have benefited, I personally at least, and probably a couple others, would have benefited from a full in-class class, like not the on 1 week off the other. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. What new knowledge and skills? Oh my goodness, so much. I think the biggest takeaway that I took from this entire semester, which isn't the only, so don't think that like I didn't learn anything about social studies, but I think the biggest thing that I learned was that we don't have to accept the norm, and that we don't have to accept these like normal typical ideas of like grading and how to teach and the things that we're engaging our students with, and that we have to be afraid to touch on certain topics. Because I'll be really honest, I mentioned it in my discussion post, I'm a stickler for following the rules. I don't like the feeling of getting in trouble. I mean, we went to Gilcrease the other day, and the paper that I saw said that they had kale, but the people said that only carrots were the only thing we could pick, but there were other people picking kale, so I got a little scared. I mean, I was like full on like, I don't want to break the rules. I just don't like getting in trouble. And so I've always had people tell me like, teachers that I know and things like that, they're like, don't worry about what anybody thinks. Close your door and do what's best for your kids, which I agree with to a point, because I can see how following the rules helps, because then you don't have issues and you don't have problems and everything. But I also see how, like, making sure that you're giving the students, like, the best that you can give them and the best out of themselves can really benefit them, like, not even just when they're in your class, but long term, and be able to be these, like, really great critical thinkers. And I really, really hope that I can do the work that it will take to make sure that my students are like that, and make sure that they have that opportunity to be able to, like, have these really in-depth discussions and be able to teach them these really great ideas. What have I enjoyed most and least? I'd say most, aside from, like, our in-class discussions, which were always amazing, the textbook. I'm sure you hear this all the time. Oh my goodness, Black and Buddhist. I'm gonna buy it. Like, I'm going to buy it and read it front to back, because it was just that good, and it really just had some really great ideas and just thoughts. And I also just want to see if there's any extra, like, resources and stuff in it, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and think that you should use it forever and ever. And if she ever writes another book, maybe add that one in too. Summative grading. Sorry, that was a word for me. I don't like this question. I'm sorry. You'll probably maybe hear that a lot. The overachiever in me wants an A, because, like, I want to have an A. I've had straight A's the past couple semesters, and I never did in my whole life, and so it's been, like, super exciting, and I don't want to ruin that streak. But I don't know. There's, like, part of me that's like, I definitely feel like I've done the work to get an A. Like, I've not only done all of the assignments, but put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into each one, and really have, like, put more thought into these assignments that I've had in your class and in Amanda's class this semester than I have in, like, most of my college experience, which is kind of sad to think, because I'm gonna be student teaching, like, next spring, and it's just crazy to me that, like, so many students just kind of float through college and then become teachers. And yeah, like, we have the knowledge, and which is really great. We pass the tests, we do this, but some college classes just seem too easy, and this is one that didn't feel overly hard, but I felt very challenged and, like, really engaged in this class. And I would love to say that I would like an A, but I maybe a B, I guess, just because, like I said, I don't want to just say that I want an A because I did the work. I would want to say that I would like an A because I feel like I gave, like, the best that I could. I put in so much effort. I was, like, thinking more deeply than I have in any other class or anything. So I would say a high B, low A. It's so hard, and I'm sure you get that a lot, that people just don't want to answer this question, and it's hard, definitely. What else would you like to share me with about your experience? Nothing really else. Honestly, I think my reflection so far has summed up my experience. I'm really sad that we got stuck in this epidemic and that we are living in this world, but it's also a really great learning opportunity, because I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm going to be student teaching in the spring of next year. We don't even know if we're going to be going back to school by then, so that's a little scary. Like, what if I'm not able to student teach, and what if this and that? But it's going to be really interesting, and honestly really great long term that I'm currently in the place that I'm at, because I feel like having this really strange and, like, really different experience will prepare me for any other experience that I have in life. Like, I will be able to be like, all right, we're having an epidemic, we'll close down, and hopefully they never happen again, knock on some wood. But it's definitely something that I can learn from, and I will be able to take with me. But I will, like, on the flip side, I really enjoyed coming to this class in person, and I really was taking a lot from our in-class discussions and things, and I really feel like I kind of missed out, and I almost want to, like, retake the class, but I also really want to just graduate So I don't know. But that is my end of course for self-reflection. I'm sorry if I rambled a lot, but I just wanted to make sure that I got it all out. Thank you.